Hello and welcome to my channel, AB Make It Artworks, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. So I've been floating around Pinterest a lot, just saving up a bunch of photo stock references, and looking at some of the poses. I found this series of poses for battle mages, and I was quite inspired by the poses to make my own kind of battle mage. And this is the drawing. Right now I'm just using a kneadable eraser to kind of lighten up the graphite sketch, which this is actually a transfer sketch that I did, and then just refine the line work so that I could see what I was doing. Like off in the corner next to my foot, you can see the original sketch. And now I'm just kind of going over with some old Prismacolor markers that I had. I think this color is in cream for a sort of base, and this was the lightest skin tone I had. Now, admittedly, I don't always use these markers. I used to use them when I was first working with the alcohol-based medium, trying to get a feel for it, and I admit I'm only using them because they're the only ones I brought with me when I made my big move across the world into the land of tomorrow. But anywho's, we're just working on a base tone for her skin. And again, this is the lightest color I had to kind of work with for a base tone, because I didn't want her to be like too pink or peachy, because a lot of the tones that I have are very kind of dark. Now, I then go in with the darkest shadows, which in this case were light walnut and sand. Light walnut's more gray in kind of tone, whereas sand's kind of orange. But right now we're just working in that light walnut to get close to the darkest darks and kind of accentuate where muscles would be, and just where that light is casting, which is sort of above and from, I guess from the character's perspective, from her right, but from where we see it, it's casting from the left and above. So here I'm working in that sand, kind of making the shadows a bit bigger, just defining areas for darkness. And yeah. So if you're wondering, this wasn't actually just one photo. This was referenced from maybe 4 different photos. Oh, look at me, working in, I think this is peach. This one's either the peach tones or brick beige, which it might very well be brick beige. And you can see that I'm working over some of the parts where it's like laces, because I intend to use a darker color anyways, so it doesn't really hurt the piece if I color over some of the areas, like the corseted top and over the accessories. But back to the references, I actually used 4 different photos as reference. One photo was for the initial pose, like her stance. Another photo was for her hand, because the original hand was quite boring. And then the other 2 was a reference photo of different types of corsets. And the last one was a photo of a skirt that I really kind of liked the design, and then I just made it to suit my needs. I think right now, color-wise, we're working in with a light peach to add some depth and shape to her. And then I go in with a deco peach because it's a bit more pinky toned for areas where you'd see a bit more blood rushing, like near the knees or in the face, at the cheeks. And let's see. Oh, this is color, well, Spectrum Noir, the black ones. And I forget which color it is. I'll probably put all the names and numbers listed in the description. But a lot of back and forth on colors. And now we're going back to the cream so that everything kind of blends out a bit more seamlessly, kind of lighten up some of the darker areas that I thought, this looks a bit too pink. And then I went back with the peach tone. Okay. Or, yeah, I think that one's light peach. Because I figured let's give it a cohesive color if it's going to look slightly pink and flushed. Which that's not too unusual for me. To use the peach tones when drawing lighter skinned characters. I don't have a lot of good variety as far as Prismacolor goes for my darker tones, I suppose. Working on the lips right now. I think that color was FS3 when I was working on the lips, or FS6. And I think right now I'm going over some of the spaces with a lavender tone to really add some depth to the shadows. Because sometimes browns get a bit monotonous and muddy, and purples add a bit more color that kind of evens out the pinkiness and really goes well in contrasting with the yellows. So we've got some complementary tones going on there of purple and yellow. Yellow is highlights and purple is shadows, obviously. Just playing around, having fun. Do apologize for my thumb being in the camera. Don't know what happened there for a second. I think I was trying to sit it down. Oh, now we're just kind of working in the hair. I think this is EB3 as sort of a base tone. And I guess I forgot about that for a second. That'll make sense. Once I mentioned that I went to kind of touch up the hair later on, I was like, which color did I use for this again? I don't know, but let's put sand in it. But we're just going over spaces, adding in base colors. And I figured I'm gonna also do the staff while I was at it. Just get that blocked in for the first part of the series. Because I figured just the skin might be a little boring. But it seems about close to the end of the video here. Just working on the gems with a few different colors. Kinda wish I had my colorless blender, but that's a story for another time. But let me know what you guys think of this. I'm thinking about having you guys comment on if I should do a background, what should be in the background. I've already got another video for me coloring in the clothes, and I'll probably talk more about that in the next video and what colors I used for it. By the way, colors going into the wand, I believe are sand, light walnut, light umber, or sienna brown, blah. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, that you enjoy this video, and that you have or had a happy 4th of July. So, remember to do what you do to make that art work for you. And have a great day. Bye.